Hi, it's Jamie with JamiesArtsaLaCartes. So today we will be working on a onesie project. So today is all about babies. We are going to create some onesies to go along with a milestone blanket. So we have lots and lots of onesies, and we're going to use glitter heat transfer vinyl. And I'll create some designs, cut them out, and come back to you. Alright, so here is the next step in our project. I've got them all created, cut out, have got all the weeding done on them, and so now I will be pressing them onto the shirts, and I'll give you updates as we go. But this will be for my granddaughter, who will be arriving later this year, and we're just a little excited. So of course we had t-shirts that we started with. Of course, all my favorite Cricut tools, some tape, scissors, a ruler, because basically what I do is I try to come about an inch down from the top of the neck and then center it this way. I used a triangle from my old engineering days to literally line up and make sure that my letters were straight on the t-shirt. And then of course parchment paper, because even though I have carrier sheets on everything, I'll still need this for when I press. The Cricut pressing pad, my easy press, as well as my mini cutie press. Some of the things I did learn along the way is it's almost all glitter, other than the foil that I used in certain areas. But what I learned is that the tack behind for the carrier sheet on this foil is not the same as the glitter. So I literally used scraps from the carrier sheets on this just to hold them in place while I move them around, just to get them pressed. They'll all peel off about the same way. Wow, it's storming. But anyway, so that's what I used on these presses, and of course this will be a surprise for my son-in-law, if I can get it without the glare. He should like that. But I will bring you back as I have them completed, but that's where we're at so far. Be back soon. Okay, so here we are. We're almost at the end of this project. I wanted to press one just to make sure that, just in case you hadn't ever completed a project like this, that you would know how to do this piece. I know we've done it on other videos, but I just wanted to add this little piece into this. So I chose her daddy shirt to do. So basically I've looked it up on my Cricut heat press guide, and it told me to heat for 330 for 30 seconds and then flip it over and heat the back side. So that's what we'll do. It just says light pressure. It tells you get to pick the material, like what you're putting on there, what you're putting it on. A few things that I've learned along the way. I have put together, I mixed and matched and changed my SVG files around. And so one thing you do want to be wary of when you do that. So that was my beeper. So I'll come back to that thought in just a second. Basically I take it and I flip it over and then heat the back. And this is just parchment paper. One thing you want to do is with the carrier sheets, you want to make sure they don't get underneath, like on this 4th of July one. I mixed and matched several different pieces in there, and I did fine. On my Little Miss October over here, one thing that I noticed is that I had a piece of the carrier sheet stuck underneath the edge of the pie over here. I was able to get it to release once it was cool. So that's our beeper, tells us to take it off. And this particular project with what I'm working with, it says when it cools, and this will all come back to the same color. But what I did with this, once it cooled, I took a razor blade and gently, because it was just this little top piece that it got stuck under, because this was actually 3 separate pieces, and then this one actually was 4 pieces. So there was a lot of intricate mixing and matching and trying to get everything matched up. So just be careful if you do that. This will stick to the top side of a carrier sheet, the carrier sheet being the plastic. Let's see if I can find one. The carrier sheet is the plastic that goes on top of the decal. So like this one is for the New Year's. And so what had happened is when I created it, the top piece had slid underneath the second level. So just be careful if you're doing that. That was one thing. And then I think I've already mentioned the other thing I learned in this process was we have glitter. Great with the carrier sheet, sticks really well. But this with the foil, not so much. So I basically took leftover pieces and just created a thing to tack it down. Now these, I actually just replaced the blue with the red on the underside of the carrier sheet, so that wasn't an issue. But when I went and added the extra things is when I had to make sure I got it to stick down to the shirt so I could get it ironed on. Another thing that I learned is I love the scissor product, but I've noticed with this particular color, it doesn't cut as well as every other color. And so I needed extra pressure. So something about that multi, it's like a mixed glitter kind of thing. So that one particular one I had to cut twice in order to get a clean cut. I had to redo some words because it didn't, when you get these small little delicate pieces, it gave me grief. So, okay, so this is cooled off. So now basically once you do that and you let it cool off, you're just going to gently pull it off, excuse me. And that one has already popped off, which is okay. And I'm basically just gently pulling these off. So this particular onesie will be for my son-in-law for his first Father's Day. Just gently pull it. Hold one side. If you wait too long, it does get harder to remove the cooler it gets. So there's that fine line between when you should and then when it cools off too much. We're just right at this point. You see that onesie is coming back to its rich deep fuchsia color. And there we are. And just because I know that it's baby and it'll be drooled on and all the things that babies do, I'm going to actually give it one extra little press, and like for half the time, and that will just seal it into the fibers of the onesie just a little bit more. So that's just my one extra. And there's 15 seconds. And there it is. Very, very pretty, very sparkly, lots and lots of glitter for my granddaughter. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. I hope you've learned some things along the way. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer. And again, thank you for joining me today. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And until next time, happy crafting!